Previously on AMC's The Walking Guardians. Gonna drop alert? No worries. You can have some fun enjoying your work. Very simple. Wow, this is loud.
You have something I desire.
Whoa. 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 I desire my ears, please. Okay, computer game. Turn you the fuck down. Okay, that's a bit better.
The
That's still loud.
Eternity Forge.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
shit
I
got
should
trippy on this
quit
last
while
time.
I'm ahead.
Yep, you're all deaf
Go
now.
out on a high
You're welcome.
I keep thinking about Nebula.
We all do, baby.
Imagine how she's gonna react when she finds out we killed Thanos.
I killed Thanos, thank you. Thank you.
Like you said, she's your sister. Trust me, family's worth fighting for.
I said that.
Maybe you're right.
Thanos eradicated my people, destroyed my planet. Now that you have killed him, the Eternity Forge will be our salvation.
You have his body? I can't believe it. We'll dispatch some officers to your location. The galaxy owes you a debt it can never repay.
I will
I bet they
not
didn't even try
rest
again. It's like that one
until
game
we
where I
have
helped everybody,
conquered
and they
every
said I can't
star
even thank you.
system in the
Spider-Man, that was it.
galaxy.
Everyone says I can't even start thank you. So you could
Starting with
just say thanks. Oh yeah, I got stabbed in the chest. I forgot about that.
Come find me, Peter.
Oh yeah, that killed him, didn't it? I like how his jacket's almost like quite Mad Max with the shoulder pad on this one.
Holy shit.
He nearly said a swore. This game series adapts to the choices you make. The story is tailored by how you play. Partially.
Shit.
No! No!
What is this dark sorcery? Groot! Back, foul demon!
I am Groot! Oh shit!
I am
Whoa!
Groot!
Hey! This is not normal!
Get behind me!
Guys, it's me. It's Peter Lord. Starquill.
Yeah.
I mean,
Peter! I thought you were...
yeah.
Brown bread.
So, I guess I was dead, and now apparently I'm not.
This is impossible.
Impossible is one thing.
That dude's a talking tree.
This is freaky.
How do we know you are really Peter Quill? Prove it to me.
What do you expect him to do?
Oh, come on. Who else could master these sick moves?
Stop doing that with your pelvis.
What, this?
That is most disturbing.
Drax will remember
Okay.
that.
Great. Everybody calm now? Huh? We
That's
cool?
disturbing.
I am Groot.
He's right. The dead don't just come back. There's gotta be a catch. I mean, this is insane. You see that, don't you?
Okay, Rocket, just...
Everything comes at a cost.
Do you think I'll get superpowers?
Yeah.
Heat vision?
Your journey has come to an end.
Invisibility?
No worries, dude. You enjoy your
Ooh.
time with your sister and your
Maybe I'll be
nephews.
able to
I hope
pass
you have
through
fun. I hope you're
walls.
not too dead
If that's
with
the
energy
case,
by the
then
end of
we're
it,
all
dude.
doomed.
And
You don't
never
want
know.
to
Maybe
take
we'll
this
see you later,
seriously,
buddy.
then fine. What was that?
But I hope your boys do well in the
It's
meantime, too.
Hala. She's caught up to us.
You best be playing
Everyone
aware.
upstairs, we gotta move. I already died once today.
Oh, actually, done
I
that.
really don't
I think
want to try
actually, you
again.
best not be playing Aquara. You best not get injured. But yeah, you take it easy, Mojo. We'll see you soon, baby.
Everyone hold on. Things are gonna get a little bumpy.
Yeah, that'll help.
Nice. That will.
Peter, you just died. Are you sure you're okay to fly?
Sure. We get it almost every night.
Easy. Quill? That answer your question?
Not really.
Natural delight. Bodies
Quill says he's gonna puke again.
What do trees puke, even? I know he was hungover last time. Everybody's dancing in the
I think we lost her.
moonlight.
This Holla lady's relentless. Why she want this eternity thing so bad?
Feeling warm and bright.
Her ship
It's
was
such
full
a
of dead Kree. Thousands of them preserved in stasis pods.
Okay. Now I might puke.
Save it for when we land, buddy.
She could create an unlimited army of Kree soldiers.
If this relic falls into Holla's hands, that's bad news. For everybody.
Agreed. Although I would relish in killing her. And then bringing her back to life. And then killing her again. And then bringing her back to life. And
for
then
Drax,
killing
yeah.
her again. And then bringing her back to life.
We
And then
get it, Drax.
Now that will be a fair fight. One I would not lose.
You know, I'm all for people having opinions, but sometimes Drax shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Army schmarmy. We could take them all on.
Yes. 5 against thousands. Those odds are wonderful.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Well,
Milano can't take much more of this, Pete. I barely got her up and running after your last so-called landing. If we don't find some place to lay low and fix our shit...
Yeah, I'm on it. Look, I just need her to hold together for a little longer, Rocket. I might know someone who can help us out.
in the moonlight, everybody. Dancing in the moonlight. Right, Jack. The Neon District. Okay. Under pressure, raining down on me. Alright, fucking going cyberpunk now. It's our techno one.
I don't like being out in the
We're in
open
Blade
with
Runner.
Hala on our trail.
Let me do the talking.
Sure.
Quill? If you're here, trouble ain't far behind.
My ship's busted, man. And you're the only guy who can fix it.
Yeah, right. They picked some great songs in Guardians,
This is
Eric.
why you never loan stuff to people.
Both the films have a great
Haven't seen you
soundtrack.
since you left me in the
This has had some damn good songs in it so far too. I believe all these were in both soundtracks too, but
Been helping out them
Hey.
Nova Corps boys. You think I'm letting you in now? You've lost the other half of your mind. Never thought you'd turn into a spineless, role-following space cop yourself.
Just open the door already, Yondu. We don't have time to wait around all night.
Well, you better come on in then before someone sees you.
hey
Make
Yundi.
yourself right at home. Oh. I thought it was just you, Quill. Not all your little playmates.
Straight into your ears.
Hey, no plants on the roof.
These guys are my family, Yondu.
Hey Ned! How you doing today, dude? Lovely to see you, man.
Great, okay, quick
Of course, at the start of the
introductions
second episode
This is
of
Gamora.
the Guardians of the
Say
Galaxy
now.
Telltale game.
Nice to meet you.
Put that away, or I'll cut it off.
Oh, it's just been nice.
then. That's Groot.
Smatty P.
Drax, say hi.
These are terrible.
What do you
Mint
think you're
flavored.
doing? That's my food. Mine.
A warrior must eat.
And last but not least, Rocket. Rocket!
I don't trust Ravagers, Quill. They'll shoot you in the back the first moment they get.
Well, I don't trust animals that can talk.
Rocket, we are guests inside Yondu's beautiful home. Please don't blow it and everyone inside of it to tiny little pieces.
Yeah,
This
Rocket.
place is already a garbage heap. A little kaboom would do it good.
Just finished work. Friends came in and bought all the pet cherry Fileri cakes. I let her use for staff discount. Damn, nice. Good stuff. So it was a very good shift. I'm very happy to hear that, dude. And now you're home, you get to chill, dude.
For years.
And I've been gladly accepting this idiot's money.
You got anything new for me?
Oh, we got some. But it ain't for sale.
Well, ain't she
Yeah,
beautiful?
doing splendid, thanks, man.
Fit it right in with my
oh,
collection.
hang on.
You ever heard of it?
Nothing comes to mind.
We started off with Mafia 3, so we started that today.
see that
I'll probably be keep tracking that, play that continuously. But yeah, thought we'd play the second episode of this now for now, and then afterwards we might do some Vermintide if people are about.
Beautiful. Sometimes it takes stepping back from your problems to see how small they actually are.
Here
These
again.
last few months haven't been easy. For either of us. But I'm not always gonna be here.
See the raccoon for Rocket's model passed away recently?
I worry
Oh,
about you.
yeah, the actual raccoon, yeah, I did,
You grew
yeah.
up so fast.
Why am I
Yeah,
here
I
again?
did hear that, Eric, that's sad,
I
yeah.
already saw this.
James Gunn even
Maybe
brought it
you
on
didn't
to the
see it
premiere,
all.
didn't he, on his shoulder and stuff.
You're meant for more than this life, Peter. I know you are. You're gonna save the galaxy. You're gonna kill Thanos
Oh, shit.
and change everything.
Oh. You started Mafia 3 a few weeks ago on Xbox, nice. Quite fun, then you brought your Switch and you haven't touched it since.
Stop it!
Fair enough,
Stop
yeah.
messing
That's the
with my
problem
head.
with games. Quite often you'll
could.
buy a new game and be like, I want
There's
to play
no
this
other
right
way.
away. And then any other game's
Trying
just
to
gone.
help you.
But yeah, it seems good
time
so
I look
far.
up there,
I've not played much of it. I don't know how much you've played, so I
new.
won't say where I'm up to. But yeah, I only played
Something
an
I
hour and a half, hour,
overlooked.
near 2 hours maybe.
Come sit by me, baby. You can see the stars even better from over here. Peter, please
No. I'm cool right here.
suit yourself.
Pretty sky. Nice to go flying it one day.
So, what am I supposed to be looking at?
The stars.
That's Orion. No doubt about it.
It is indeed. First constellation you ever learned.
Alright. Is this a new constellation happen?
I think that one is Canis Major?
Didn't reset your PC? Oh yeah, of course, yeah, and you haven't touched your Switch.
You wanted to club so
Well,
badly
you remember
when
going
you
to
were
go
younger.
to steal a car, don't know if you passed that bit.
You'll never have one. Too much money.
There was like an opening
Closest thing you
heist
were
kind
ever
of thing,
gonna
it
have
seems,
was
in
that
the beginning of the game. I basically got up to the end of
Wish
that
that
thing, like I'd
sweet
finished the
thing.
heist section of it.
Every
So
single
like, when I come back, it'll be like, I think always present more than likely. But again, I mean, we have stole cars. I mean, did I steal a car? Stole a van.
That's Gemini, right? The twins?
Yep. You used to say they were dancing together.
Yeah. I thought it was you and Dad.
You have one active imagination, Peter.
Yeah, your dad's Kurt Russell. It's going to be the shape of that object, isn't it?
That looks like the Eternity Forge.
That's it. Might have been a van again. You remember so good. Just remember not being able to skip the CK up. Fair enough. Yeah, there was one bit I thought I just kept getting shot down, but I
That writing.
persevered and eventually got through it.
Wasn't there before. What does it say?
Yep, she gone.
Mom?
Come find me, Peter.
Shit. What did Yondu see? Did he see that?
Guys.
I don't think they can hear us.
Did you just see what I saw?
It's been decades since I seen your mama's face.
Oh, he did.
Now that was a special treat.
Peter?
Something was off about that memory. That wasn't how the night ended.
Can't help you. I wasn't there the first time.
Fair
What
enough.
just happened?
I saw my mom. You heard her, right? She wants me to find her. Wait, look.
Wait.
Oh shit.
I've seen glyphs like that before. It's ancient Kree.
That's probably why the Kree want it.
Stop eating already! God, I can't hear myself think.
Ugh, why does everything have to be Kree?
You did find it in a Kree temple.
That's fair.
Details. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a coincidence, though. Thanos was after something. An object with these same markings.
Let me see that.
Nebula and I stole it for him. I don't know what it does, but my sister may have been able to learn something from it. If we can find Nebula, maybe she can help us translate this.
Yeah, right before she cuts off all our heads and takes the forge for herself. And who do you think's the first guy she's gonna use it on?
Counterpoint?
You worry too much. We have to figure this
Groot's
out
always just
before
like playing
Holidays.
with something in the background.
Are you
He
hearing
really loves that
yourself?
little Matty P gnome.
Every story you tell us about that robo chick ends with somebody getting eviscerated.
Rocket's right. If we go after Nebula, we better be careful.
Man, I really want some Oreos watching Drax just demolish
you
these.
I tried to get in contact
Baby
with
Groot is
Nebula
cute.
not
I'm looking
long
forward
ago.
to seeing the next one if
She
it
won't be
happens
hard to track
properly.
down.
Seeing Groot back
Better
to
let
like a
me
big
have a look
size
at your
again.
ship
Well, he
then.
might be in Endgame,
I
Avengers
may have
Endgame.
something
That'd be
to
cool.
fix that lying around.
He should be actually, I suppose.
Move your foot.
I am Groot.
Somebody get this tree away from
And no worries, Tabby. I hope work goes as quick as physically
Enough
can for you.
with the snacks!
But you have a great day.
Should
We'll
be
see you
any
soon,
more
buddy. You have a
useless
good
right
one.
now.
Baby Groot's more violent. Violence over cuteness. That's true. That's true. Good sesh? Yeah. Good shit.
What's up, man?
But yeah, you take it easy, buddy. Have a good
You
one.
okay?
Look, I'm no good at this, so I'm just gonna do it fast. I know we don't know a ton about the relic, but the one thing we do know is that it brought you back to life. Don't tell me you ain't thought about how you can use that power.
My mom.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know a lot about me, but before I met you guys,
You don't know a
there
lot
was
about him.
someone. She's gone now, but
Oh.
maybe with that relic,
That
I
bet he
can
gave
make
her rabies.
ungone. I have to try.
No worries, Tabby.
Gotta go to Half-World, Pete. I know going after Nebula is the logical move here. I get it. Gotta find out why this thing's affecting you. But this favor, I gotta ask.
Sure.
This person means that much to you. We'll go.
Rocket never gets anything his way. Although I'm probably going to have to break that promise now, aren't I?
Help me out with this, boy. Your friend over here keeps dropping it on my foot.
It slipped.
Did it.
Let's get going.
Okay. No, they were off to.
That'll do it. Have that little furball of yours give her a
Just
good rev to
somewhere
warm up
that
the
Rocket
engine.
wants us to go.
Should be right to go.
Where are we going, Star-Lord?
We got a little detour to make. Right, Quill?
Rocket has some business to take care of on Half-World.
We don't have time for a detour. We've got more urgent problems to deal with right now.
Poor Rocket.
Peter, there's something you need to see.
Hey, you promised. We're going.
I found Nebula. She's taken Thanos' ship. She's heading to a remote Nova Corps outpost. Peter, she's going after Thanos' body.
Oh shit, yeah, probably is.
And we're supposed to care because...
I did promise
I made
Rocket.
a promise to Rocket. They're just gonna have to wait.
I promised
your
him.
promise. We need her to help us translate the Eternity Forge. Nebula isn't going to just wait for us to intercept her.
Look, a promise is a promise. Pete and I are going to Half-World.
Intercepting Nebula is more important.
I made a
Going to
promise.
Half-World.
I'm not a
Thanks,
promise
buddy.
breaker. Come on now.
I owe you one.
Plus, I kind of like Rocket more than Gamora. Gamora's badass, don't get me wrong, but
Peter,
Rocket's one of
but
his
Nebula...
one of a kind, you know. But Nebula. Gives a fuck.
Good luck translating the forge without my sister.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have a chat with them all quick to see how they're doing. Sure, everyone's happy. Oh, is this fixed now then?
Oh, yes!
Yeah,
I must
boy.
have got to work it again. Who has been eating all this candy?
It might be nice to start a refreshing. Yeah, you know, right? That's it. I have to keep that promise.
Coast looks clear. Groot?
Was it a poop? Or was it something he eats? I don't actually know.
I am a collector of fine art. Only present I ever got from Yondu. Found it on a stolen freighter covered in garbage. Said it reminded him of me.
Oh.
Rocket wouldn't let me put these in the common area.
Why not? Sure, shit.
Let's go, champ! Seriously, this stuff's everywhere.
It's always good to have candy, like, stored away. You never know when you're going to need candy. Oh, Gamora's room. Let's go. Got some hot dogs for dinner. No worries. You get your chow on. We'll see you in a bit, then.
What's all this?
None of your business.
Oh, alright.
Don't make me regret letting you in here. I told you that was none of your business.
But I was just...
Get out.
Wow. Can I go back in? No, okay. Gamora's a bit pissed.
Come on. Don't die on me.
Need some help with that?
No, it's fine. Just shorts out every now and then.
Fair enough.
Crap. I think I got something in the engine room to fix this. You want to talk? I'll be down there.
Okay. Let's go see everyone else first. They need some more speakers for down this end. Super quiet. What's that? More sweets.
It was me.
Just had a photo finish? It was me. He's been eating all the candy. That's cool. And you just had a photo
Carbon
finish.
emissions are
What
good.
game?
Engines are
Sonic All-Star
running
Racing
smooth.
Transformed?
Some funky red light is blinking.
Which we need to play at some point.
Meh, that's probably fine.
Alright, let's go see. Let's go see what Rocket's doing. Oh, there's Groot. Cool.
You open your home to a bunch of misfits, and what do you get? Slobs. Peter, that's what you get.
A less fun game than that. Okay.
Hey, how's my favorite tree?
I am Groot.
Oh, good.
You think Rocket's gonna be okay?
Amy being sick and returning from
Worried about him.
from the store to get medicine photo finish. Oh, fair enough,
Well,
fair
this
enough.
has been a
Well, I'm glad you got
lively
back
and
before the
fascinating
illness kicked
conversation.
off too hard again.
I am Groot.
Hi, Groot.
I am Groot.
I like my conversations with Groot.
One of these days, you and I are gonna be able to have a conversation.
I am Groot.
There's not a learn to speak Groot class I can take, is there?
I mean, Rocket knows, so he might be able to teach.
Well, I'm gonna, go.
Skedaddle.
Now.
I am Groot.
He is. He proves it all the time. Oh shit, got the mouse up by accident. Piles of junk.
Wait. Shouldn't these parts be in the ship or something?
Such a worry war.
Hey, Rocket.
Hi, Quill.
I'll leave you alone.
Later, Quill.
You should be
Back
downstairs
again?
if you wanted to talk. Okay.
Yep. Thanks for the talk.
I am Groot. You can tell I've only got like a couple of the songs licensed for this game. I just keep playing them. It's fun though.
Don't touch that.
I gave you this ship. Or at least I think I did. You
Not sure,
barely
actually.
recognize her now. Look at all this crap you added to her.
Hey, Drax. You doing all right?
When Thanos was alive, I was a warrior with a singular purpose.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you to say the right I am
I am
Groot.
useless.
But I do, so
The
let's go.
others have made that very obvious to me.
You are useless, yes.
Maybe I should have seen it sooner. I was ordered to stay here, while you and Gamora fought Hala.
Oh, don't say that. I still want you around, Drax.
Thank you, Quill.
Anyways, Drax.
I hope I do not squander your companionship. Clearly my skills, they are no longer as helpful as I had hoped.
You should try talking to the others. You know, maybe they can teach you something new, help you find a new purpose.
Yeah.
Who would you suggest? I don't know.
Go talk to Gamora. She'll teach you to focus. And she's no stranger to the whole changing your purpose abruptly thing.
Yes. His focus would be good.
They're not glorious
speak
warrior marks.
I should get going.
Ancient honorable warrior marks.
You still seem troubled by the visions of your mother. I am here to comfort you about such matters.
Honestly, I'm freaking out. These visions, they're real.
Visions cannot be real, Peter Quill. That is why they are
I like how he
visions.
says his whole name.
If I could see visions, I would be concerned as well. But not agitated as you are.
That's true.
Okay,
Agitation is for the weak.
good to know. Thanks for the pep talk, Drax. Really great.
You are welcome, friend.
Aw. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, have I got any new messages? Let's check the codex first. Oh damn. Clearly didn't tick all these off before. Oh, do you know what? Fuck it. We'll just go to the messages. Okay. Okay. Damn, we've got a load of new messages. Cosmo, the dog. Yeah, the dog. You've never played a single Telltale game. Well, they're not going to have to make any new ones anymore, unfortunately. But you should try and pick them up, Eric, when they're cheap. They're really fucking fun, man. Comrades, will one of you leave your jacket at the bar after cards? If you are having jacket deficit, this may be your jacket. Wait, I've already read that one. Now for silly. Sure, I read that one too. Forward, share with those you Axio unify. Oh Jesus. Groot's just sending me crap. That guy's just giving us information. Oh, how with the duck again. Wah! Wah! That's how he starts his letter. Wah! Star-Lord, you and Rocket haven't been returning my calls. What's the matter? Beverly says I need to expand my social outlets because I'm driving a baddie. But nowhere ain't no place for the foul making friends. Let's go out for a skygo soon. Capiche? And Yondu. Oh, we left a mess. He could have just told me that. I'm right here. These people. Okay, let's go.
Heads up, everyone. We're going to Half-World.
Stay out of trouble. I may not be so accommodating next time. And take care of the Milano. She's a ship, not a trash can.
It's always fun seeing you, Yondu. It has been a pleasure.
Don't overdo it now. Bye, Gamonda.
Hala has found us.
And this is what we call great timing.
Is it? Didn't think we wanted her to find us.
What is this place?
Home.
Oh, this is where Rocket was
I've
born.
been back here since.
I'm glad we stopped here.
Thanks for trusting me, Rocket. I'm glad you brought me here.
This isn't what we're here for. Come on.
You bury something there, right?
Rocket, let me help you.
Don't touch her!
Oh shit. Is this a grave, I guess? Oh, he's gonna try and resurrect her. This could go savage. I wonder if she'll be a zombie.
Rocket? Hey!
Oh shit. Now we're intruding on his vision.
Subject seems to be responding well to the program. Vital signs are good. Still no rejection of the artificial vertebrae or neural deficits.
Oh, we love you, Kyle. Don't ever change.
The only one who wasn't a total failure.
Oh, that's nice. He's been called not a total failure.
Everything rests on you, my little friend.
This is cool though. We're getting backstory for Rocket.
Rocket.
Excuse me.
You
Could have pressed mute, but hey ho. She's an otter.
I heard you screaming in there. These walls aren't exactly soundproof.
Oh, great. Just one.
She's an
Nothing like
otter.
getting random
He loved
bits of
an
metal
otter.
shoved under your skin.
That's adorable.
If I'd known you liked it so much, I'd have let you take my
Fucking
turn.
otter and a raccoon falling in love. No. Isn't that sweet?
So, did you get it?
You mean this? Wait, it's the right one, isn't it?
Depends what kind of internet you
Yeah,
want.
that's it. Once that computer's finished, we can finally break out of here.
Advanced security. Supposedly unhackable blast doors. Piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
You sound worried. okay. You can do this. Just stick to the plan. It's gonna work.
I won't let you down, Lila.
I know he does.
I know.
Just want to rub salt in the wound for a bit. Is she an undercover agent? I hope so. That'd be even more adorable. Oh shit, I gotta catch this shit. Ah.
Nice. You're making this look way too easy.
Thanks. You look way too easy.
Power source. Designed by yours truly.
Well done, you made a battery.
Okay. Moment of truth. Go ahead and hook it up to the underside.
Ow!
Stupid piece of junk.
And thank you for the clip of me burping.
You know your ear twitches when you're frustrated, right? It's cute.
Oh, you think you've seen this episode? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah? You're cute.
Get him.
I meant that as an insult.
I'm so offended.
Why do you keep doing that with your face?
It's called smiling. You should try it sometime.
She's utterly obsessed with you. Thank you for the quote and the context, Kyle.
Now, all I need's a display and we're in business.
There's a display. If I tap A, maybe, we can call it a day. Yeah, we might have missed this entire thing if it wasn't for not listening to Gamora.
Yes.
I wonder if they would have still
Now
shown
sync
this.
it to the facilities network. I keep having that dream.
Which one?
Still?
About the ice cream man?
I'm outside again, in the fresh air somewhere. It's warm,
Do you want an ice cream?
right?
So he
Can't hear a
appears.
thing except the river rushing by.
Beep boop boop beep. Termination.
It felt so real. I can barely remember. It's been so long. But in this dream, I don't know.
I'm gonna
That's
try
a
and make
nice
it
dream, Lila. I promise you'll see it again. Just you wait.
He's a liar
Spent our
and he
whole
knows
lives
it.
waiting. We have to get these cages open.
There should be a hallway just outside that door. From there, we make a break for the main entrance.
When I get out, I'm gonna find that place. And I want you to come with me. We'll find
This is
the river.
animal abuse.
I know it's gotta be out there.
I'm going wherever you're going, lady.
We'll find home somewhere. Hide it, quick!
Oh shit.
Subject 89P14.
They're gonna kill her
Still
now.
no progress. Begin prepping lethal injection.
Oh shit. She understood that. Show progress. Just show progress.
Rocket, I can't lose you.
You got claws, don't you? Well, that idiot thinks we're nothing but a bunch of animals.
You're showing him.
Let's
Yeah.
show him how right
Giving
he
him
can
sentience and then keeping him captured. You gotta fight
Rocket,
for your right
I...
to not be executed.
Lila!
Oh shit. Yeah, we're in a suicide pact. Cool, we're on a special beam. Access granted. Run, boy, run. The world is in front of you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to get you. Get some. Yeah, that's right, you bite it. Oh no, they're gonna give me the lethal injection. Ooh, savage. Oh shit, wrong buttons every time. Here we go. I like how, like, you can press the wrong buttons on this game. As long as you press the right one at some point, theoretically, for the whole game, you could just hit every button And you'd probably
We
be
gotta
fine.
move.
Get. She got shot. She got
Doing?
shot.
Come on.
She got shot, dude.
Lethal injection.
No.
Oh, they've already given it to her?
Thought maybe I'd make it. Slower than I thought.
Are you sure they got you? Maybe it's just a scratch or something.
I was there, Rocket. I know what it is.
There
Wake
you
up.
are. Kill them.
No, don't.
I'll create a distraction. Buy you time to get out.
No.
I can still cause a little chaos before it kicks in for good. I might as well try to take a few of them down with me, right?
But Lila, we love
go,
you.
Rocket.
You're integral to the Guardian
I'll
storylines.
be sorry for what they did to us.
No, you're not dying. I won't let this happen.
Please, don't make this any worse than it has to be. Survive, Rocket.
Run, bitch, run!
Go.
Oh, that's fortunate.
You need to get out now.
Okay.
I'm not asking you again. If you're gonna run, run.
Goodbye, Lila.
I'm gonna honor her wish.
Mess
I was
up
gonna
for
take
both
her,
of us.
but
Promise I will.
she wanted that.
You'll see.
I'm gonna do my best. It was the last thing she asked for, and she knew she was gonna die, so. Aw, poor Rocket though, man. GG Lila. Someone called a wambulance. What a punk. He's naked as well. He hasn't got any clothes on. Yeah, and at least the scientists can't hurt him anymore.
Thank you, Lila. Thank you.
I thought we'd try and make it positive, you know. Guess we'd find another Torquenotta for... Yeah, it can't be that hard, right? This is... They're in space and shit. Rocket will never forget that. Oh, shit. I don't know. You could get addicted to some really hard drugs. I'm sure it'd help. Or die. It probably would go hand in hand, to be fair.
Just...
You had no right to see that.
This
Those
wasn't
are
you
my
baiting.
memories, not yours.
It's not like I did it on purpose, okay? You can't blame me for this.
That doesn't make it okay.
Should have carried her out. Her wishes were
never
for me
said
to
it
leave
did.
her, man. I thought I'd give her her last wishes so she could at least know she did something in her, like, die and go, you know? She's gonna come back zombified though, right?
It didn't even work. How could it not work?
She's not fresh.
Come on.
I really wanted it to work too, Rocket.
You got to come back. She's the one who's still...
Still what? Well, where is she?
Just take it.
Plus, she was going to die anyway.
Sorry
Richard
I
already
dragged
had the
you
lethal
out.
injection, so he was only going to have to just bury her anyway. Even easier now. I'm going to give him a moment. It's what's best to do in these situations, generally speaking, you know. You don't care. Well, she would have been angry. Her last ever action in life would have
Thanks.
been of anger, and I didn't want that, you know.
But, you know,
I wanted her to feel like she had really made a difference
with
at the
me.
end.
I know you had other things to do.
Anytime, Rocket. What are friends
It's a
for?
dream to be free. Yeah, but then she got injected, so she should have worked harder.
No. Come on. Please don't do this. I gotta go.
Okay.
Good. You're back. Looks like Nebula started tearing up the Nova Corps outpost.
And
hopefully we can still catch her.
Yes. Let's go see how everyone's doing. She'd taken out lab, she would have felt free even for a little bit. Her last wish was for Rocket to be fully free, rather than her partially. So I went for that. I'm sure that's going to be one of the ones that people will see at the end. We'll see like if it was a popular decision or not. Last episode, we were in a vast majority with every decision we did.
Well, I'm gonna, go. Now.
I love how Groot obviously understands humans. So I love it that he probably could speak English. But he just doesn't. How lucky as well that like in completely other planets they speak English. Why would they even do that? That's amazing.
What happened after you escaped that lab?
I waited till it was safe to go back in. I got Lila and well, you saw what I did.
Yeah.
After that, I just got lost in the galaxy. I mean, compared to a cage, it was amazing how big it felt. How empty.
Oh, buddy.
Thanks for the talk.
Tell me more, tell me more. Did you get very far? No, she died. Let's go. Look at that swagger. Look at that swagger. Yeah, no rush.
It's funny how alien all my Earth junk starts to look after a while.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh well, yeah, why is there no tunes on? Jesus, man. Why is this not just left on? I suppose because she only has 2 songs. I can't go in Gamora's room. She's probably still salty. Okay, nothing new there. Is anyone down here? No. Okay, let's go see Nebula. Nebula. What did I just say? Nebula.
Hey, everybody to the bridge. We're going to the Nova Corps outpost to intercept Nebula.
Let's get some. Patrika Alpha, Nova Corps Lunar Outpost. Everyone's running away.
We need backup. All pilots, fall back and engage the fugitive.
But sir, we'll lose the body.
That is not our priority now. Engage Nebula immediately.
I knew this would happen. We should have come right away.
Well, Rocket needed to show me his dead girlfriend.
We can't lose her too.
Rocket was my priority. He needed me.
You got it, buddy.
I needed you too.
Bros before hoes, Gamora.
Star-Lord, we weren't expecting the Guardians to show up.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
It's Thanos' right hand, Nebula. She appeared out of nowhere, killed several of our soldiers, and sent Thanos' body off in his ship.
Oh, shit.
She's protecting its escape in a stolen Star Blaster. We can still take her down.
Let our sister have a little conversation
Weapons
first.
loaded. Lethal force has been sanctioned. Get into position.
Great shot. Hey, it's the first time I've properly seen Nebula. We've seen a picture of her, but...
I'll be damned if I let the Nova Corps blow my sister to stardust.
We need her alive. Otherwise, we've got no chance of translating the Eternity Forge.
Ready?
And Gamora will be sad.
On my orders.
Hey, whatever your name is.
Rooks, sir. You can call me Rooks, if you want. It's kind of a nickname.
Rooks, listen. I don't want to have to hurt you, so you'd better do exactly as I say.
What? Sir, you don't...
Nebula gets captured alive. Understand?
Well, I can't do that.
Of course you can.
I'm sorry, Star-Lord.
I'm sorry, am I Star Peasant? No, Star-Lord.
Okay. When words don't work, there's always firepower.
The subtitles just said stun guns. How is there such a thing as stun gun in space? You blow up their ship, they're dead. Unless we got some just EMPs that don't fuck us up. Okay, we've murdered at least two people there.
Whoa, hey, what are you doing?
Murdering.
Stopping you.
Guardians, fall back. If you do not follow orders, we will be forced to return fire.
No! Star-Lord, we have to follow protocol. Please listen to him.
Nova officers, form a blockade. Peter Quill, by order of the Nova Corps, you will stand down and submit to capture.
I mean, we're in space, dude. Why did you think that would stop us? Roadblocks are the most pointless fucking things in space.
Nebula is a wanted fugitive, the biggest threat to the galaxy now that Thanos is dead. She's guilty of multiple crimes. We have explicit orders to eliminate her immediately. We can't afford to be lenient here. It's too risky.
Not if you leave her in our custody. Killing her isn't the only option.
Listen, the Guardians have a stake in Nebula's survival. She's kind of a family friend. Of sorts.
Oh, more like that.
I had no idea you were so close to her. But even so, I have a duty to the Nova Corps.
Does he? Multiple crimes. That's more than one. More than
Officer
one.
Rooks, signing off.
I hope we can still be friends.
He sent me an email earlier as well.
I think that went well.
We've got targets on us.
On it.
Oh shit, turn left.
That's the last of them.
Hold on.
Peter Quill, I wasn't expecting you to show your face.
I was.
Couldn't let the Nova Corps claim your glory.
Because
You had to kill
I have
me
his face at the
yourself.
moment.
You brought this upon yourself.
You should be thanking me, Nebula. I killed your bully of a dad and kept the Nova Corps off your back. I deserve a medal.
How dare you speak that way about my father?
Would it kill you to handle
So dramatic, jeez.
Fine. Look, we need your help. You have to come with us.
I will never help you.
She probably will. That's usually how these sort of stories go.
You just had to make this difficult. Disabling her engines.
And we don't just slam our ship into hers. Oh shit. Stop moving, this makes it harder.
Come on, field's too dense. I can't get a clear shot.
We got a good few clear shots there. Oh shit. Oh shit, she's coming at us. Oh shit. Got him. Now, do we have a tractor beam?
Mora, take the controls. I'm going in to grab Nebula.
Watch yourself.
You're gonna
She
grab an
may be
entire ship.
incapacitated, but she's still dangerous.
Peter, her ship is drifting into the planet's gravity field. You need to hurry.
Knock, knock.
Go away. I refuse to accept your help or your pity. I'd rather die here. I failed, Father. Again.
I said earlier, it's just being dramatic.
Nebula, stop the dramatics. Just come with me, okay?
You have no idea what it's like to lose the person who created you,
Of course we do.
who gave your life purpose.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Your sister's being difficult, Gamora. She's throwing herself a real pity party.
There's gotta be an emergency release on here
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm sure every spaceship has an emergency release from the outside. That seems safe. But there's no such thing as crawling aliens and shit, is there? Kinky. Oh! That's a bit savage, don't you think? It's just this, sorry I ripped her arm off. Man, the amount of times I've had to say that to my exes, jeez. His boots are stronger than gravity, that's fucking amazing. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Ned. How are those sausages, dude? Hope they were banging. GG
That's the last
easy.
of it.
Just had to rip some arm off. It was easy.
I don't like knowing Thanos' body is out there somewhere.
Oh,
Well, it was always going to be out there somewhere unless there was a cremation.
We have to figure out how this relic works before we start worrying about the dead guy.
We're running a scan of her cybernetics, but it's taking some extra time. Just to be safe.
We need to get Nebula to help us decipher these symbols.
Just watch yourself, Peter. She's not exactly happy to be here.
Aye.
Okay, she's definitely not happy to be here.
Good thing she's unarmed.
Oi oi.
Am I right?
It's not wrong. Never good. Nice to hear, dude. Nice to hear. Drax like that one. He'll remember it too. That's cool.
Rocket may be able to get her arm working again. We could use it as leverage.
Yeah, he loves limbs.
Don't bother. We are going to dismantle this cyborg piece by piece.
Fear won't work on someone like Nebula. You'll just rile her up.
Good.
Not good. She was trained to slaughter thousands. She may hate you, but she does not fear you.
Hey, no need for violence here. We can barter with her. Nebula wants her arm back, so let's use that to our advantage.
I do not like this plan.
Tough titties, boy.
You okay to go in there?
Joe Parker. Was he a famous
Frankly,
baseball
no,
player?
I'm not okay. I wanted to reconnect with Nebula. You told me to reconnect with her, and then this happens. Maybe she'll come around someday, but I can't see her wanting to reconcile anytime soon.
It's not Peter's fault. She just ripped her other arm off. She'd be free anyway.
So, here's the deal, Nebula. You've got a bit of a missing arm problem, and I've got a way to fix that. So, you interested in a trade?
I'm listening.
Thanos wanted this relic. And I know he had you learn how to read these glyphs.
That's the Eternity Forge.
You've heard of it?
How did you make those runes appear? I thought
Touch
it didn't
it.
work.
I don't know. That's what you're here for.
Oh, really?
I need you to help me translate them.
That's not gonna happen.
You ain't getting your arm back,
think
then.
I'd so easily betray my father? We are not all so spineless.
I think it would be better for all of us if we just tried to be friends. I mean, this whole enemies, I'm gonna kill you in the name of Thanos thing, it's exhausting.
I don't make friends with traitors.
I think she's talking to
Killing my father
Gamora.
wasn't enough for you. You have to rub it in my face too.
Peter.
He raised you, Gamora. He loved you.
That was not love, Nebula.
And you let this imbecile murder him!
That's right.
You were the reason
I
he's
murdered
gone.
him.
You're the one who ruined my life.
Whoa, this is a happy place. There's no need for that kind of name calling. I mean, really. Imbecile?
Oh, sorry I hurt your delicate little feelings.
That's enough!
The person they've got doing Nebula as
You
well is
passed
pretty good.
judgment on me. On my father. But I know you, Gamora. You may have forgotten Tarval, but I haven't.
I'm warning you,
Never to speak the name. Tarval.
Oh, Tarval.
One way or another.
You want me to talk? Get rid of her.
Don't be ridiculous, Nebula.
I have nothing to say to you.
Gamora? You need to leave.
What?
Your emotions are getting in the way, girl.
If I hear screams, I'm not helping you.
We need
she
it deciphered.
She never cared about us. The minute things get difficult, she'll be gone. You'll see.
Forget about Gamora, okay? This isn't about her.
I know what it's about.
Tell us, damn it.
The scan found something. A strange device in the cyborg's skull.
Oof.
These past few days, they've been the worst of my life.
When Thanos is your dad, that's quite a statement.
Then you show up and capture me, and I'm forced to relive everything. Just leave me alone.
I'm not trying to hurt you, Nebula.
Doesn't matter, does it? You still did. But maybe there's a way to fix that.
Oh God, no! What are you doing?
I know you won't take my word for it. So here, it'll tell you what you need to know.
We'll have a virus that kills our ship.
Thanks, Nebula.
It's no use riling her up. I'm trying to be nice. Although she might play it on it later.
I told myself I wasn't going to be that person anymore. She just gets under my skin.
You two clearly have some issues you need to work out.
I'll try. Maybe without weapons this time.
Yeah.
I see you tried my plan.
The important thing is we got the Kree thingy.
So for me, you're gonna to Throne Fest. Oh, a Game of Thrones Throne Fest. That's fucking awesome, man.
All right. So
that's cool. Have they got any like guests from the show planned for it?
I can upload this to my own translator.
I've only ever really been to like Comic Cons. I went to a hemp fest, like hemp convention once. That was pretty fun. Didn't even have to plug it in.
Okay, it says, "Come find me in the temple."
Hide and seek.
Didn't we find it in a temple?
My mom said the same thing when I died. But maybe we missed something. We were a little preoccupied at the time.
Come find me. Who do you think me is?
Batman.
That temple was completely abandoned when we showed up.
It's gotta be whatever is sending me these visions.
I hope you're right. Then we can find out why you're having them in the first place.
Exactly. Let's get moving. We're going back to the temple.
Yay! Unidentified planet. Abandoned Kree outpost. It's a dry summer's day. A fine mist.
We're almost there.
It's lifting off of the grass as the day blossoms.
I have not seen him emerge.
Groot, go get Rocket.
I haven't even pressed that yet.
We need him up here.
I have no idea what the other options were. Yeah, that's right, Kyle. Yeah.
I am.
Everyone needs their day.
Well, Rocket is in no shape to guard Nebula. Someone's got to stay back and keep an eye on her.
I will stay behind to guard the prisoner.
Hang on. No, you won't.
Yeah, I don't know what his purposes are.
I'm not leaving him here with her. You heard him before. He wants to rip her apart.
Does this mean you're volunteering, Gamora?
Yes, I'll guard her.
No! You cannot be seriously considering this.
You're the one who told me to reconnect with her. Now that she's here, I deserve that opportunity. And I'll make sure she stays out of trouble.
Groot just always looks so like, just in...
Nebula is my responsibility.
You don't know
what's going on. Your record on that matter is questionable.
Gamora, you should stay behind and keep an eye on Nebula. Maybe it'll give you a chance to talk.
Thank you, Peter.
You side with her again, Peter Quill.
Yep.
Perhaps I truly have no purpose.
Nope.
Let us return to the temple. I will be ready when you are.
Can't his purpose just be to help?
I am Groot.
Yeah, you are. We went to MCM Comic Con London a year and a half ago. It's pretty good. I used to go to the MCM ones, and then the London Film and Comic Festival, basically, Java Comic Con.
Find me.
I used to go to those. I haven't been
in the temple.
Probably 3 years, I'd say, but I used to go quite a lot. It was definitely like 3 or 4 years I was going in a row. Fucking loved it. So I never went fully in like cosplay or anything. I always sort of wanted to, but never had the like courage. But I'd mainly just go there to just find cool shit, like custom Lego minifigures and it. Another elevator joke.
I forgot how slow this elevator was.
I do not like being back in this wretched place.
Well, this ain't a field trip, Drax. The markings on the forge said, "Find me in the temple." So, here we are. In a temple.
It's those dudes.
Again. Hello? Anyone here?
Yes, I am here.
Hey, Drax.
As is Groot. But I should be guarding Nebula on the ship.
We've been over this, Drax. So, why don't we just spread out? Look for secret doors or passages or whatever. I've got my scanner. If anyone's here, we'll find them.
We want to go to London Film and Comic Con, but we went for some really good guests. Like, yeah, Joe Marcon and Danny Puddy would be fucking awesome, man, for sure.
Oh crap! What was she doing here?
Star-Lord!
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never actually met up with the people, but I've seen them. I always look at them from afar and take sneaky pics and shit.
Why?
Oh, Drax.
I saved you.
That was a hologram, you big dope. Look.
Where did they go?
They went up.
Oh.
Well, these footprints are fresh. Looks like some kind of button.
We should press it.
Okay, so much for that.
Oh, there's lots of heads we can press.
No button on this one.
I think Dan apparently he's really nice and generally cares how your day is, etc.
Nothing from
also,
this
Joe's
one
more life. Watch one of his Insta live stream. It seems really chill. Yeah, that both seems like pretty chill to me. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going up there?
Not now.
I mean, I'd love to meet any of them.
Rockets.
Donald Glover would be a fucking amazing one to meet, but I doubt we'd see him at like Comic Con.
Because I'm hanging up.
Maybe Alison Brie. She fine. Hey, it's Groot.
Sorry, I gotta do something real quick.
Well,
still more footprints.
Who's he talking to? Hey, that's BB! How you doing, man? Lovely to see you, dude. I'm glad, shut up. I was gonna say, do you want to play some games today? No D&D tonight,
Whatever
so
they
we
were
can,
trying to do, looks
have
like
some
they
fun,
needed the
dude.
Forge to do it.
I know Bakura's up for doing some Vermintide. Get maybe Sif, maybe Matty on it at some point. Do some Rocket League and shit. Have ourselves a time.
Man, Thanos
Red Devil is a pretty which real shame is such a
I still
to me
can't
some
believe we
really
all
shit is really
survived
great
that
for the
fight.
fans.
I am
Yeah,
Groot.
I mean, maybe people just meet him at bad times. I don't know. Sometimes people just like their secrecy, don't they, and stuff when they're out of character.
Quill, I apologize for my outburst
Still be cool
on
to
the
meet him,
ship.
though.
However, I should
You're not going to be tonight. You have to work tonight. I don't know.
Instead of Gamora. Gamora
No
has
worries,
too
man.
much of an attachment to her sister. She might let her feelings get in the way.
Gamora needs this time with Nebula.
So
We have a
tomorrow,
lot to
fair
talk
enough.
about.
Fair enough.
Perhaps. But I still do not trust the cyborg. She has much wickedness in her circuitry.
Yeah.
Let's not forget why we're here. Have you found anyone yet?
No, but I have seen fresh footprints in the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them too. Let me know if you notice anything else. It's weird being back in this place again. Kinda gives me the creeps.
This place. I cannot help but think of my family and how the vengeance I strived after, it ended in this room.
Hey, you're not still upset about me choosing Gamora to guard Nebula, are you?
You have explained your reasons to me, and I will accept that.
There you go, cool.
That is enough.
So it didn't do Glover
Okay,
any
good.
good because he wanted to go as an actor. Yeah, and hoping to possibly one of the largest fan bases in the
get back
world.
to
Judge
it.
from his interviews, try to just get over and done with. Yeah, that's it. It sounds. Are you going to Portland tomorrow with family? Cool. That's nice, man.
Hey, Gamora. How's it going with Nebula?
I have
About as
not
well
been
as I expected.
bowling in a long,
She's
long
been pretty
time.
quiet so far.
Last time I did it was when I
That's
actually slipped my third disc.
Good, I guess. Gotta cut you
Don't
off.
slip a disc.
More footprints over here. Well, this is where Thanos found the Eternity Forge.
Nice rocks.
Hala was here, too. Her hand is going through the wall?
It's a portal.
There's something behind here. Hello?
Oh, there's a
Anybody
skeleton.
home?
Just a skeleton. Bowling is great. So we need to open that door.
Just checking in. Anything new to report?
Nebula is finally talking to me. That's new. Thanks for giving us this opportunity.
Absolutely.
So I reckon we just got Presto's heads in a certain pattern, right?
Huh. Nothing from this one either.
Hmm.
One over here, too. They're pushing them at the same time.
So we need other people who can fly, preferably. Like speaking really needy, but in wait, who's SW? Can we really need? I mean, a few autograph groups, and apparently Glover fully blanked everyone who approached him for. Really? That's pretty shitty.
Hey, Drax, you see that statue? Press the button on his helmet when I say so.
Yeah, that's
okay?
kind of sucky. I suppose his career's been blowing up, so maybe. Oh,
okay?
Star Wars fans. Okay, okay.
Okay. 1,
That makes sense.
2, 3. What happened?
You went early.
No, I didn't.
1, 2, 3, go! I was waiting for the go.
Fine. 1, 2, 3, go!
Get some.
And it's Christmas.
Yeah, boy. And there's some skeletons and shit. Oh, Hala was the god of skeletons?
Check this out. That definitely looks like the Eternity Forge.
Lay is the dead.
And those souls are being absorbed by it.
That's why it didn't work for Rocket. It wasn't charged.
Oh.
Hey, Gamora. How's it going with Nebula?
About as well as I expected. She's been pretty quiet so far.
Well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Better than the alternative.
This actually mean anything to you?
No. But I like the skeletons.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, so she was touching the mural when she reached through the wall.
Okay,
You
I
are
could have
so
guessed that
smart,
anyway.
Look at this.
Here we go. Okay.
Looks familiar. And here, is where Hala failed. No Eternity Forge, no prize. Here goes nothing.
Yeah, what are we releasing here?
Oh. What does it say?
Hang on. Let's see if Nebula's cipher was worth all the trouble.
Why don't I have to press that? They give you odd things to do in this game.
Eternity Forge resides here, pending such time as it can be wielded responsibly. Until then, she shall remain entombed across the galaxy. Huh.
So, this is not the correct temple? We came here for nothing.
Hang on a second, there's more. It says... Emnios? The temple we're looking for is on a place called Emnios. The symbols are a starman. I know how to get there. Gamora.
Peter.
Whoever we're looking for isn't here, but we figured out where to find him. Get those engines fired up. We're going for a ride.
Yeah, boy.
About that.
Has Nebula kept taking over the ship?
He's yelling some new and creative curse words.
So they thought, damn, this is more like a movie. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you've done something. You've done something in this game. Don't worry. Carry on. I'm probably doing it so your controller didn't turn itself off.
Look, I know you miss Lila. That's okay.
He's gonna be angry he brought her up. Oh, oh, bless.
I don't. Hey, what's going on? Talk to me.
I didn't want you to see.
Oh.
She's gone. She was the only thing keeping me alive.
Oh.
And I couldn't save her. She
Did die quite a while ago.
And I couldn't.
You can't blame yourself for what happened. It's not your fault.
I keep telling myself that. But I don't.
It's definitely the scientist's fault. They're the one who
wanted
killed
to
her.
fight back. But she never saw. This is all I have left of her. This stupid computer.
Not anymore.
I can't do this without her, Pete. I thought I could, but I can't. I can't.
She's always gonna be with you, Rocket.
Yeah,
you haven't lost her.
come on.
But it's gone. I can't fix it this time. There's nothing left. I still can't. I don't want to give her up. It's all I got.
It's time to let go of it, Rocket. For good.
I know.
Gotta move on, buddy. Oh shit.
What's going on? Get the Eternity Forge, keep it safe. Go help Rocket.
What are you gonna do?
Listen to some music. Oh, get some. Would it be better to hear where your enemies are? I know music during a fight is fun, but it's probably better to see where your enemy and hear where your enemies are.
I don't remember inviting you to. Not fair!
To be enough for the both of us.
How about some fresh air? Oh, that's right. There's no air in space.
Get 'em.
Wait! Let me fight. You You trapped me on this piece of junk, and now we're surrounded by pissed off Kree. I don't want to die here, and neither do you. If you keep me here, they'll kill you, your friends, and then they'll come for me too.
Sorry. I can't take that chance.
You're making a mistake.
Probably.
Maybe. But maybe not.
Quill!
Character's pretty strong though.
Heads up!
These irksome invisible enemies. Cowards!
See you, Drax.
Drax, you okay? Drax!
We should probably have unlocked Nebula.
Gamora!
About time you showed up. Here! This one's yours.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow. That's not good.
And that is the engine room. Rocket!
I'll keep the bridge secure. Just get the power back up.
I am.
Shit.
Right. Engine room. Rocket! Ah!
Oh. Oh, what a sneaky Pete.
You think you could possibly win against the Kree? Now that I've obtained the Eternity Forge for Hala.
Ah, stop, dude. Just stop. I really don't care.
How dare you speak to me like that?
How dare I? You come onto my ship, you bust up my team, and then you go about spouting your evil plan like a bad monster movie?
Hold your tongue! Hala will.
Oh, Hala can kiss my beautiful Earth ass. Here, catch. You'll like it.
Get him. Pretty nifty stun grenade. Or death grenade, I'm not sure, one of the two.
You must think you're clever, Peter Quill, but you can't run forever. The forge will be mine.
I saw the damage Rocket did to your ship, lady. You're gonna have to dock soon, and you know it. And you can't keep running either.
You will see how wrong you are.
Huh, she talked through him?
Peter, you better get the engines running. The Revenant's weapons are coming online.
Rocket, I'm on it. Gamora, set a course for Emnios. Drop off our stowaways on the way there.
We'll just chuck them out the window though, right? Right? Yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'm still alive as well. I'm just in orbit. Cybernetics. Well, they're Kree as well, aren't they? I think Kree can live without oxygen.
Whatever Whatever you say.
Because Gamora can fly through space, can't she? I know she's not Kree, but...
Really down there?
Nah.
No. Whatever's down there, it isn't her.
That's right. See, in the second film, you had the daddy issues. This film, he's got mummy issues. I suppose you always had mummy issues, but it's a bit more so.
You know it in your gut when they're gone. But maybe there's a chance the relic could bring her back. I mean, if you could bring your mom back, what then?
Would she just become a Guardian of the Galaxy person?
Oh, come on, I wouldn't do that to you guys. The Guardians stick together, no matter what.
Yeah, it'd be really boring telltale thing if he just went back to Earth.
This is it.
Looks nice.
So, what now?
I'm sure Peter has a plan.
Sure. Shoot.
You do have a plan, right?
Shoot. Just shoot.
Nope. We're gonna wing it.
Good enough for me.
Let's go. Shit, that's a lot of writing. It's twinkling. Okay. I think they're in purgatory now.
Peter, look!
I'd choose with a space helmet. I especially flew through space without a helmet earlier. Mama? Who knows? Who knows? Episode 2, Under Pressure. Finito. Interesting, hey? So, priorities. You and 62.3% of players prioritise Rocket's personal journey over fetching Nebula from the Nova Corps. Good. 20.5% of players prioritise getting Nebula to translate the relic, leaving Rocket to make his personal journey alone. Oh. And 17.2% of players prioritise Rocket's personal journey over fetching Nebula on their own. Okay. Lila's last wish. You and 15.2% of players granted Lila's last request by allowing her to sacrifice herself so Rocket could escape. Only 15% of us have actually stuck with her last wish. I don't care what we wanted, that's her last wish. Wow, 84% of people are monsters. She died, she died horribly because of you guys. She at least died with feeling she'd done right by me in this one, you know. But God, you and 84% of players placed more in charge of guarding her sister instead of Drax. That makes sense. Rocket's wrist computer. You and 13% of players encourage Rocket to move on from the memory of Lila by discarding his wrist computer. 87% of players just fucking pushing him on into his emotional destruction. Bastards. I'm still happy with my decision, Eric. I'm still happy with it. Trust in the prisoner. You and 17.7% of players refused Nebula's request to help fight and kept her in prison. Then fucking, 82.4% of players do not know enough about Nebula. 0.5% of players ignored Nebula's offer to help fight and kept her in prison. And 81.9% of players released Nebula to help fight Kree. Okay. Dancing in the moonlight. Excuse me.
It just never stopped. We were at each other's throats over it.
I am Groot.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
I know, 0.5%, right?
I am
Just 0.5% of people forgot they were playing the game and missed the option.
You ever play that game, Monkey in the Middle?
Yes.
No?
Could put a pig in the middle over here.
Well, here's the thing. There's a bunch of jerks. They stand in a circle.
Usually it's just 3
Toss a ball
people. You've got one person in the middle
Some
of
poor
that too. I
turd
suppose you
in
could
the
have more
middle
actually, yeah.
tries to catch the ball.
Yeah.
That turd, that's the monkey.
Piggy.
And I,
You're a piggy.
man,
Yep.
I was that turd.
Peter
Just catch the ball.
He's not the most mature.
Did you read all the new messages in this one too? Oh shit, I did read at one point I did read all the new messages. There might have been more sent, because I did come back to the ship after that and didn't read them. I did read all the messages at least once on this one.
Oh, Peter was definitely not prepared. At all. You don't look surprised.
Nah, I got my ship back, and that was that.
Both games I've played today have had these weird documentary style, like talking heads.
I've never been happier in my life. Quill, all of them, they fell into a dark hole. Real dark.
Oh, hey, spoiler alert, jeez.
Real dark.
Jesus, okay.
All that ancient stuff we found, guess what? It
It's
wasn't
like
meant to be
it's a
found.
battle episode.
Honestly, why didn't they just bury it? You know, why'd they leave all these clues and crap?
That's
Just
true.
hide it better. So dumb.
I agree with you there.
I mean, Hala, she might have. Who knows? Then again, maybe she would have stopped if it wasn't.
How do we know
for
what
us.
she's wanted to do is bad, to be fair? She might be trying to do something nice with it.
Nebula had so much anger. It was hard to see how we'd ever get past it.
But you did.
I wish it had happened differently. I really do.
Real dark.
Jesus.
Real.
And when we finally found her, I couldn't make sense of it. None of us could. And what she showed us.
Oh yeah, the second it was out of her mouth, I knew.
I mean, you get a chance.
Just call it meta.
So much power in your
Just kind of like zooms out on fucking Troy just screaming with a nosebleed from how meta has been.
No one should ever have that much power. Ever.
Everybody looking at you.
No one man should have had all that power.
You know the thing about responsibility? It sucks.
So does this
Like a
lead up to
lot.
the next episode? We get it, Yondu. We get it.
Dark, man. You know?
Did he just refuse to say actual words in this recording session? Okay. No, I'm not going to buy it. Stop telling me to buy the film every time. Why not number 1? Why tell everyone to buy number 2? Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to